Arsenal make Bruno Guimaraes transfer decision after contacting Man City targets camp. And Fabrizio Romano drops a bombshell about the departure of the £45 million star this summer. Stay with me until the end of the video to understand everything that's happening behind the scenes at the Emirates Stadium. But before that, if you're as passionate about Arsenal as we are, don't waste any time and subscribe to our channel right now to stay updated on everything happening with the greatest team in the Premier League. And without further ado, let's dive into today's top news. Arsenal have now established a clear stance regarding a transfer for Newcastle United ace Bruno Guimaraes this summer after talking to the Manchester City targets camp. The Gunners and Citizens are nearing the end of a second successive tussle for the Premier League title. But Arsenal and Manchester City are looking at engaging in another fight across the off-season as Mikel Arteta and Pep Guardiola look to strengthen their respective squads. Arteta and Guardiola have both identified their midfields as a position that will need looking at over the summer. Both, Arsenal and Manchester City, have also identified Guimaraes as a target for the transfer market. He has had a critical role in Newcastle's campaign this season. Guimaraes has started 35 of Newcastle's 36 Premier League games this campaign. The 26-year-old has further recorded 6 goals and 6 assists from the base of Eddie Howe's engine room. He missed his sole fixture in November after the Brazilian received a 5th yellow card. Now, Ben Jacobs reports that Guimaraes' displays with Newcastle have tempted Arsenal and Manchester City to approach his camp. Paris Saint-Germain are also fans of the defensive midfielder, but are prioritizing a move for Citizens maestro Bernardo Silva over the Toon star. Gunners and Citizens Chiefs have sought to sound out Guimaraes' position regarding a move away from St. James' Park. The Magpies are vulnerable to losing him as his contract contains a £100 million release clause. But the clause is only active from late May up until the end of June. Guimaraes could also leave Newcastle for £80 million as they have an agreement regarding offers from sides in the Champions League. Yet the anchor is happy on Tyneside and is not pushing to leave. Arsenal also have no intentions of paying the Rio de Janeiro native's release clause. Arsenal trail Manchester City in the transfer tug-of-war for the midfielder. Arsenal have made a firm decision to not pay Guimaraes' release clause, which places Arteta further behind Guardiola in the race for his transfer. Jacobs notes that Manchester City were already the most attractive destination among Guimaraes' likely options to leave Newcastle. Additionally, along with Arsenal refusing to pay £100 million for his transfer, 90 Minutes reported that Declan Rice could prevent Arteta from signing Guimaraes. The Gunners are still to decide on what role Rice has in their engine room next term and want a clear position for their target. Guimaraes would likely occupy the deepest position in Arteta's midfield three, if Newcastle agree to reduce their asking price. He would also likely play a deep position for Manchester City as Guardiola believes Guimaraes is exceptional and is a complete holding midfielder. Arsenal have reportedly added an £86M rated midfielder to their summer shortlist who has an admirer in Manchester United captain Bruno Fernandes. The Gunners are expected to spend big in the upcoming transfer window, with Mikel Arteta reportedly interested in signing a top midfielder to complement Declan Rice and Martin Odegaard in the Arsenal system. With Martin Zubimendi the main name linked with Arsenal, all signs seem to suggest that the Real Sociedad star will be the player the North London side target in their bid to complete their midfield this summer. However, a new name has now been added to the shortlist. According to TBR Football, Arsenal have joined the race to sign Benfica wonderkid Joao Neves, who with a reported release clause worth £86 million is expected to leave for big money this summer after a breakout year. Lauded by Fernandes as an excellent prospect, Neves has won plenty of plaudits this season as one of the most exciting youngsters in all of Europe, with United one of the clubs linked with the teenager. And it now appears that Arsenal have also joined the hunt for Neves, who at 19 years old is expected to travel to Germany this summer as part of Roberto Martinez's Portugal squad for the Euros. Indeed, Neves has a lot of qualities that would make the teenage midfield an exciting signing for Arsenal, and if the Gunners miss out on other targets, the Benfica wonderkid could be a good option for Arteta. Neves could become a superstar under Arteta in North London. Given how much it would cost to bring Neves to Arsenal, there's a real chance that the Portuguese international will flourish in North London under Arteta if the transfer was to be made. The Basque coach is very particular with what he wants from his midfielders, and Neves' mentality in recent months has shown a player who is willing to learn and to adapt to get the best out of his game. Whilst other more experienced targets might be more suitable for Arsenal this summer, Neves fits the bill as a long-term midfield option for the Gunners, who at 19 still has plenty more developing to do. £45 million Arsenal star now attracting Saudi Arabia interest as update on future emerges. Arsenal may lose one key player to Saudi Arabia at the end of the season. A number of high-profile Premier League stars have made big money moves to Saudi Arabia in recent transfer windows. The likes of Riyad Mahrez, Jordan Henderson, and Ruben Neves, amongst others, have all left the top flight of English football in favour of the Gulf state. Arsenal midfielder Thomas Partey has been linked with a move to Saudi Arabia in the past. Now, clubs in that part of the world are eyeing up Gabriel Jesus. The Gunners striker has not had a stellar season. The Brazilian has struggled in front of goal, having netted only 4 times in the Premier League, and has also endured recurrent fitness issues, which have plagued him since he picked up a serious knee injury last season. Arsenal are now said to be open to offers on Jesus, as he has fallen down the pecking order at the Emirates Stadium. Kai Havertz has established himself as Mikel Arteta's first-choice striker in recent months, and there is speculation that the North London club will look to bolster their options in that part of the pitch again this summer. According to transfer journalist Fabrizio Romano, as quoted by Caught Offside, there is now interest in Jesus from Saudi Arabia. However, no proper negotiations have been instigated at this time, and a formal approach is yet to be made. Arsenal paid £45 million to sign the 27-year-old from Manchester City in the summer of 2022. Given the kind of money that has been spent by Saudi Arabian clubs in the recent past, Arsenal would expect a decent fee for the player to be tabled if any offer were to arrive. This could be the Gunners' only viable means of breaking even, or perhaps turning a profit, on the player. However, any potential suitors would surely have reservations about the forward's fitness record. Should Arsenal sell Gabriel Jesus? There can be no denying Jesus' quality. Bayern Munich star Harry Kane has lauded Jesus as a dangerous player, and he has shown for the Gunners in the past. At his best, and when fully fit, Jesus has the capacity to tear opponents apart. Whilst he has never been the most prolific of goalscorers, he can elevate the Arsenal attack to a new level with his flair, dynamism, and tenacity. However, if a big offer came in for Jesus, this summer would perhaps be the right time to cash in on the player. Arsenal are trying to agree personal terms to sign £26 million defender now. The North London club have been linked with a plethora of strikers and midfielders heading into this summer, while now, they're also being linked with new defensive options. Jeremy Frimpong was linked with a move to Arsenal on Wednesday, and now, another interesting fullback option is said to be on Arsenal's radar. According to Sasha Tavaliri, Arsenal are in talks with Ferdi Kadioglu about joining the club. Tavaliri claims that talks with the £26 million player side are ongoing and that Arsenal are trying to strike an agreement on personal terms. Of course, as with any rumor around a Turkish Super League player, this should be taken with a serious pinch of salt, but Kadioglu would represent an interesting option for Arsenal. Kadioglu could be perfect for Arsenal. Ferdi Kadioglu could quietly be an excellent signing for Arsenal. The Turkish defender is an ultra-versatile player, and even if he wouldn't be a star man for Arsenal, he'd be a great squad option. He can comfortably play on either side at fullback, while he'd be more than happy to invert too. Indeed, Kadioglu has played in midfield a number of times during his career, including over 50 games as an attacking midfield player according to Transfermarkt. We've seen so often in recent years how Mikel Arteta loves to prioritize players who are versatile, and with no fewer than 10 positions listed on his Transfermarkt page, Kadioglu certainly ticks that box. The defender may need to move this summer in order to fulfill his potential, and if the chance to join one of the Premier League's biggest clubs beckons, he'll surely jump at the chance. Kadioglu is certainly a player to keep an eye on heading into the summer. Well folks, those were the main news for today. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated on everything happening with our beloved team, you know what to do. Subscribe to the channel now and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any updates. Thanks for joining us, and until the next video.